All right, guys, Shotty T here with another Alliance War video. This is season 20, war number 8. This time, the opponent is running Siphon. I don't even remember the last time we faced that. But basically, it benefits villains. They have greater block penetration, and they also have increased ability accuracy by 40%. So basically, it nerfs the Blade villain synergy. It kind of neutralizes him there. And of course, the block penetration can be kind of bothersome. But if you do have a villain attacker, you do gain block block proficiency, I think, by that same amount by launching a special. So it kind of offsets that. So because of that, my attack team are going to bring 2 villains. And then, of course, I'm going to bring Human Torch. We do have a Mojo Boss. I brought Human Torch just to be a backup, not to be the main option against him, because Magic, of course, is a great Mojo counter. So we're going to go with Dr. Doom, Omega Red, and Human Torch. Is to add some extra attack with Human Torch synergy with Dr. Doom. So the first fight here, we're just going to bring in Dr. Doom against Cole Obsidian. So it's just going to be a straightforward fight. And actually, Cole Obsidian, he's not considered a villain. It's kind of weird that all the Corvus, all the Thanos army people like Corvus, Proxima, and Cole are not considered villains, but that doesn't make a difference to me. But I just thought it was interesting. But as you can see there, I launched my special. You see, I got that chance to earn a perfect block and greater block proficiency. So you'll see that can be very helpful when you're facing a villain in Siphon. But like I said, this fight, like I said, not really much to it. And usually when I have fights like this, the goal is just to finish the fight at 100% health. No reason to take unnecessary parry damage if you don't have to. At times, I mean, of course, I did it early on. But with Doom, you can just hit into the block, bait heavy, and then do your combo. But a little short combo after that should do it. All right, and there we go. Yeah, he's not a great defender, but I guess versatile. I guess for diversity purpose, I guess they placed him there. So the next fight we're gonna have Rhino, and even though I have the class disadvantage, I'm still gonna bring Dr. Doom. Because obviously I got plans with Omega Red and Human Torch. I don't want to lose unnecessary health with them. And Dr. Doom, I didn't bring him for too many fights, so I can spare to lose a little bit of chip damage here and there. And this, he actually has suicides, so that helps. And as you see, I did scout the opponent there. I think there were 5 profiles that had suicides, and a lot of them just happen to be in my actual path. So it does make these fights a little shorter. Just trying to bait a special there. Like I said, he is a stubborn defender, but they're not running stubborn, so I don't have to worry about having to get rid of that indestructible buff or passive whenever I dex him. So we're going to do an SP3 here, and despite the class disadvantage of only taking 1% worth of block damage, like I said, Doom already has great block proficiency, so if you add that Siphon attacker with him, you can be very tanky for a lot of fights. So that's part of the reason why I went through him there. All right, next fight, we got Darkhawk. Now we will be using Human Torch here because he's just a great matchup. The SP1, you can feed his Smolder passives. And of course, I do eventually plan on doing the Abyss, and obviously 3 out of the next 4 paths are gonna start with Darkhawk as the very first opponent. So, and Human Torch is the consensus best counter for him on that node. And this gives you a little preview of what you basically need to do against him. Now, of course, there's like this added thing with the tech passive that if you hit a 10 hit combo, whatever power meter that you have, it gets shifted to the opponent. But this node actually kind of simulates that a little bit, because when the timer runs out, if you got more power than the opponent, they steal it from you. So it kind of, it's the same, but not quite. Obviously, the Abyss fight is much longer. So I took this fight noted so I can have the weakness debuffs with the long distance relationship, so that way I can heal myself back up to 100% by the end of that fight. So no harm, no foul. Now this next fight, and I guess I didn't know this at time, but then I saw how long this fight was taking, and it turns out this guy, this is a rank 3 Nick Fury. So I think he has suicide, so that helps, but really you don't want him throwing a bunch of SB1s, because then he'll gain the tactical charges. So really the idea here is to just use Omega Red, do what I did against Cord. Now Havoc is probably a better matchup against Nick Fury on this node, and I guess Omega would be a good matchup against Cord, but he's still a solid matchup against Nick Fury also. As you can see, the fight is going pretty well so far, not running into many issues there. First Life is going pretty smoothly, and we're trying to, I just take a lot of block damage there, and that's when that rank 3 damage, that's why I realized, dang, I took all that block damage. And that's when I realized, yeah, it's a rank 3 attacker, so he has that higher attack rating, and that SB1 took a lot of block damage. So I'm trying to do longer combos to keep that prowess under control. And as you can see, I took another block damage SB1. It took another chunk of health. So it's just, and now he's in the Fury phase, so it's gonna be a lot of block damage. And I guess I took too much, to be honest, but I was trying to basically get some spores on him, and I decided to do my SB3 right there. I probably should have waited until he got to like 28%, because I had the spores already locked on him. And that's actually going to be a main difference why I end up not winning this fight, unfortunately, spoiler alert. But I did launch a special. I do have the block proficiency, and then I guess I had already launched a special heavy attack, so he evaded. I got punished again. So unfortunately, I had to waste an SB1 just to siphon some health back. And so I didn't play the best Omega Red type of cycle in this fight. As you can see, I mistimed the spore placement again, so just not a clean fight. So this, I'm just trying to finish the fight. SB1, let's go. And oh, that was so frustrating. I mean, 1% health. So that rank 3 Nick Fury made a big difference in that fight, winning and losing. So I just angrily go back in with Dr. Doom, and I'm just immediately tapping the screen, because if you do that, you can hit the opponent first more times. So, and there we go. Now sometimes they will parry you, but even if he parried me, I didn't care. I was just so frustrated with that fight. And I had brought Omega Red with the idea of taking Killmonger, but Dr. Doom is not too bad of an option against Killmonger on this node. I've taken him on this node before. Now, of course, I do have to worry about the reverb damage, but my damage is going to outpace the reverb, so I'm not really worried about that there. And my whole idea is just to keep his power under control, get to my SB3. And I don't know why I didn't. Well, that's right. I guess I thought the Footloose was going to trigger, but I forgot I had a stagger on him, so I could have punished him after that first special and probably would have just cycled the fight down without taking extra damage that I'm taking right now. And as you can see, those siphon charges are building up. And he evaded my special. I was trying to just steal his buffs, but he evaded it. So, like I said, this fight is not too bad. We're going to try it again, though. I stunned him this time, so that way I can have a better chance of stealing those buffs. just launched my SB2. That should melt the rest of him there. So not bad. Like I say, he's not the best matchup, but you can still do some damage. So I actually forgot to record the next fight. I actually ended up healing Doom up before that fight. But I do bring him in against Nova. And again, it's another suicide opponent. Like I said, I had a lot of suicides in my path. So here, now yeah, you can intercept him, but I decided to just keep this fight as simple as possible. And again, I don't think I end up having to use Doom anymore. Well, I think I do have one more fight with him. Actually, I think I got 2 more fights with him now that I think about it. But again, this particular fight, I'm not really too worried about it. I'm trying to push him to 2 bars of power so I can do my Doom cycle. So there we go. Alright, got the SB3. Now keep in mind, all of this is reduced damage 60%, but like I said, his damage output is sufficient enough after that SB3, especially with that Fury, kind of makes up for it. I'm going to build myself up to a second Fury. Well, I still got the aura active, and I missed it just by a little bit. He threw the special that threw my timing off, but we'll get the Fury back here off of this special. But because he wasn't at 3 bars of power, I wasn't able to take off 2 bars. But like I said, it's not too big of a deal there. And I think we're gonna finish it off here with another Doom cycle, and this should kill him here. And here we go. All right, and the next fight is gonna be Doom on Doom. And I think this is when I wake up the next morning, so I'll go ahead and boost up for my mini boss run. Just do a 30%. I do have a overflow of 30% boost because of that compensation package they gave us. And also, and also when I did that Cavalier difficulty event quest, it was too good to pass up on that offer that they had. And that gave you like more 30% boost. So I have plenty of them to use now, but I'm gonna definitely use them for the Abyss too. So we decided to go with Dr. Doom against Dr. Doom. Again, normally I would use Human Torch in this matchup, but again, like I said, I got plans for Human Torch. So we're trying to save him as much as possible. And plus, I didn't want to waste my pre-fight ability because I didn't want to use the Incinerates for this node because it's going to give him crazy power gain. So the safe option is just to go with Dr. Doom. You can't do the stun chain combo because you can't shock Doom since he's shock immune. So you just have to play a different way here. So, but we're still gonna do the Doom cycle here. I did land an intercept, so this should do some good damage. I'm hoping I can get to that SB2 with that Fury, and I only got 1 hit of it in there. Would have done a ton more damage if it hit that Fury active. Took a little damage there, but resisted the last hit because of the aura. I got landed another intercept there just to get some more heavier damage. And I get hit again, which is kind of careless, really. So I got real careless towards the end of this fight. little chicken right there. So this next fight here is gonna be against Annihilus. And Doom is such a great matchup, and also this opponent has suicides also. Yeah, we're just not even gonna heal up because it's such a great matchup. And this is gonna showcase clearly what you do against Annihilus. You dash back when he lunges at you, and you immediately light counter. If you shallow evade, it'll make that light counter reach every time. If you got a person with a short reach, then you have to kind of be a little creative with it. So I decided to siphon again so that way I don't have to deal with that SB2 block damage because he is a villain also. I don't know why I launched the SB2 there because he was immune at that point. But it's all good. But did give him some suicides there. And we're almost done. Dash back, light counter, ball game. So that's the last Doom fight of the war. So now we're gonna bring Human Torch for this particular matchup without the pre-fight, so that way we could actually incinerate him so I can stun. And another suicide opponent, by the way. I think I'm just gonna label this took the suicide path and died. But yeah, so this is gonna be, it's just such a great matchup against Dr. Doom. A lot of the Fantastic Four champs are great matchups against Dr. Doom in their own way. So alright, so we got that there. And I knew not to hit him with both of the both of the heavy attack, because it was gonna actually push him to SB3. So that was a purposeful heavy from a distance there. So we had somebody else take down Nightcrawler. I was told that Nightcrawler glitch where you can just punch, like whiff in the air with a light attack and have him hold his block until he changes stance. Apparently that's what the guy said he did. I thought they fixed that patch, and I know it doesn't work every time. I guess you can still do it at times. So I decided to go clean up this Mojo fight. Magic almost took him down. And like I said, we were pretty far ahead at this point. And I was trying to wait to see if somebody else wanted to take him for practice, but I decided to go ahead and finish it because time was running short. Like I said, we already had this war won. As long as we finished all the BGs, we had this war won. So, and I really didn't care about the block damage. I know he's a villain. I'm just making sure I finish this fight. And also want to be able to practice at as if this was a one-shot opportunity. Now, I probably would have tried the Dex that special if it wasn't for this, but either way, we win the war. So we're 5-3 on the season, and we got, like I said, we led them in kills. In our BG, we definitely dominated. But hope you guys like, share, and subscribe, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.